extraordinary. I mean, this is a course that he himself took for himself, and he paid a couple of $100 to have this course done for him by Matt Morris and a couple of other people. And he's doing this for our team for free. So we mustn't take this for granted. We must ensure that we take this seriously and also get the full value of it. So I have just recently graduated from the First Millionaire School. So it's such a privilege and an honor for me to be facilitating. I mean, I hope I am able to deliver on this one, because I'm just absorbing and trying to apply everything that I've already learned from the first school. So Coach Henry has been an incredible leader for our team, and someone who is visionary. I mean, when you have a visionary leader, then you can be sure that you are in the winning team. Someone who is one step ahead of what is about to happen. Like I told people in my closing the last time, he saw this lockdown even before other people saw it. He started working on how we could do this business online, automate so many things that didn't need to be done physically, and we're putting all that in place without even knowing there'll be a lockdown. So we are really blessed to have him as our leader, with his expertise in IT and every other thing, his nature, his character, his integrity. He's just brought everything to bear for us on this team, and that's why we are literally called the winning team. And so we're so grateful to have you and all you have poured into us and everything that you have made possible. So for those of you who don't know me, I'll just do an introduction quickly. My name is Ziggy Owei, like he said, and I'm Nigerian, but I have lived in Cape Town for 15 years now. Also lived in a couple of other countries, and I have a business background. I have a BSc honors in business, and I also have an MBA from the University of Cape Town Graduate School of Business. On top of that, I've been an entrepreneur for over 23 years, and I started off a business from scratch in Cape Town. So I'm also a mother and a wife, married for 26 years. This year will be 27 years, happily so, and also have 4 gorgeous girls, beautiful, intelligent girls. So I consider myself very blessed. So I saw this concept a year and 6 months ago, to be precise, 13th of October 2018. That's a date that will be very difficult for me to forget. And yes, I have got, experienced a lot of success in my life and through my business. But what struck me when I saw this was that after building a business for 14 years, from scratch, it was doing well. First of all, it took us almost 5 years to break even. And then by the time we were 14 years, we actually were expecting to just, be reaping the rewards of all that investment. But we had another technological disruptor, just like Uber disrupted the taxi industry. We had Airbnb disrupt the hospitality industry. And within 2 years, just 2 years, it literally took off 60% of our market share. And that really got me worried. For the first time in my many years of living abroad and doing business, I was having my debit orders bounce back. So I was so terrified, I even developed high blood pressure because I've never had my monthly debit orders returned. So that was what made me become open-minded. Before then, I was completely skeptical. I didn't even want to hear anything about network marketing. I just felt it was for those people, not for people like me, professional and all of that. But because it was introduced to me by my very good friend, we did our MBA together. He is also a chemical engineer, had worked with the president in South Africa as a consultant. I was very open-minded and I needed to take a listen. So that was how I saw World Ventures. And for the first time, I actually analyzed the model of network marketing. And honestly, it was just a big aha moment for me to see that model and how that is literally a massive vehicle for real sustainable wealth. So that is just how I got to know about World Ventures. So like my coach said, through this course, he has put together the best of the best to guide us through the course. And this is just a good way to keep ourselves, our minds, positive and engaged throughout this lockdown period. In fact, throughout the week, we did our own millionaire school. I was saying to myself, now that this school is over, what am I going to use to start my day to keep myself on that positive mode and production mode? And we're so grateful to have this continue, and it's such a big help. So we have 7 amazing facilitators that are going to take us through this course. The first one we're going to do today will be the foundation for network marketing success, because that is the first thing you need to start off with. And then after that, you're going to go to creating a powerful you, which will be taken by Keletso, and then creating your core values, which will be taken by Her Royal Highness Olori Maureen. Yes, indeed, we have royalty on our team. Then the third course will be creating the vision of your life, and that will be taken by Director Ju and myself. And then the network marketing industry and world ventures, which will be taken by Ike and marketing director Zweli. Then the next one will be the 4 great enemies of prospecting, and that will be taken by Director Nkonye. And the final one to wrap it up will be fundamentals and inviting of closing a sale, and that will be taken by Trinos, marketing director Trinos, and our coach Henry will be closing off this school for us. If you look at the topics that form this whole millionaire school, you will see that we are in for an incredible ride. And you see the way it starts off with, like if you listen to the audio this morning, starts off with building you up as a person to become that person you need to be to even be able to become a millionaire. And then from then on, you begin to learn the how-tos. So it's just absolutely amazing. So this is also going to be an interactive session. Most of the leaders will be doing it as an interactive session. That way it will bring out the best in this course. We want to encourage you to be open. Try to be vulnerable. The whole idea is for you to reprogram yourself. So whatever you think you know, whatever you think you have, you've experienced, your background or whatever, just allow yourself for once to actually open up and be vulnerable. The only way you can get the full value of this course is to be able to share even the deepest things and those things that are inhibiting you and all of that, and you can then reprogram yourself through the activity. All right. Just give me a second there. Yeah, so that's the only way you can actually learn and fully absorb what we are here to show you and all that. So I will go straight into the answers before I then wrap up with my thoughts on this particular one. So we're going to run through the answers to the exercises from what we have, the audio that you listened to. So the first one says, if the how-tos were enough, everyone will become rich, skinny, and happy. Absolutely. So everyone will become rich if it's just about how to. I'm sure when you guys saw you were coming to millionaire school, you thought we'll be telling you the formula. Do this, do that, and you become rich. Boom. It never works like that in life. So if it is that way, literally everybody on the planet will be rich, happy, and skinny. Yeah, so it says it's not about the how-tos, but it's really about who you are as a person. So at this point, I would like to ask a simple question. All of us on this call, we want to become millionaires, right? So I would like you to raise your hand very quickly. I would like 1 or 2 or 3 people to share with me what they want to do as soon as they make this million. So if you can raise your hand, please, so that you can share with us, what would you do if you were given that million, $1 million, $2 million, $3 million right now? What will you do with the money? Great. I see someone raise their hand, so I'm going to unmute you quickly. Yes, Nozile. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay.
Okay.
If I were to get 1 million right now, I would probably save for my brother's university fees up until they finish, both of them. And I would start my mother business, and I would invest in so many other businesses so that I can.
Okay, we're losing you there.
Hello, can you hear me?
Is not so strong. Yeah, we were losing you. If you can talk quickly so we can take 2 other people and continue.
Okay. I was saying, if I were to get 1 million right now, I would save up for my 2 brothers to go to college and most probably build my mother a restaurant and take care of my family and save up, invest in something.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for that. And we have Thelma, whose hand shot up as well. I'll quickly unmute Thelma.
Good morning, everyone. If I was to get 1 million now, I'll put a little bit aside and then I'll pick like 2 areas where they have a lot of less privileged people, so people that are hungry and people that can't really look after themselves, and I'll just alleviate poverty. Just make them comfortable and do something substantial like building schools or somewhere where they can learn as well.
Okay, thank you very much for that. I'll quickly take Ami Jaja. I think just one more person so that we can run, or let me take the next two people after her so that we since they raised up their hands as well. Yeah, Ami Jaja.
Thank you, Auntie Ziggy. If I get the 1 million, I would like to get a property in Dubai so I can give my daughter the best life I can ever do.
Okay, and then sorry, the next person, uh, Iris.
Oh, thank you, Ziggy. Thank you so much. If I would get 1 million, well, I listened to the video to the audio that was sent, and found quite intriguing things that I learned from there. One of them, which said, fulfillment comes from what you give than what you get, just intrigued me. And in that, I would really, of course, have some amount to myself where I like traveling. I'll make sure that I travel, but I would also empower the less privileged in my society.
Okay,
Thank
thank
you.
you so much. Absolutely fantastic. And the last hand was, I'm struggling to see this one. Just hold on. I saw that we had one more hand there. Mm, yes, I've seen. So we'll take one more hand. John J. Smart, yes.
Yeah. All right. Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Madam Ziggy. And just similar to what the last response was, I was about to say something similar, based on the fact that I also learned from the audio that you get to make more when you give. So if I'm to have $1 million now, I would also empower the less privileged. Then from what I have left, based on my plans, I would start up my investment in the transport business. Thank you very much.
Okay, great. So I'm happy that some of you refer to the fact that if you were what you listened to the video. So perhaps if you hadn't even listened to the video, a lot of people may not even have thought about what they were going to do with the $1 million. You want to be a millionaire, but you don't really know what you want to do with it, or the deep reason why you want to do, what you want to do with it. So that is part of what this whole exercise will help you. You will find out that by the time we finish, some of the things you've said now will completely change, or will be even more richer and deeper than what you said at the beginning. So that is part of what this whole exercise is about. So it's about who you are as a person, becoming the right person who can not only become a millionaire, but to also sustain that million or that wealth when you get it, and to also have the right character to uphold that thing. And so that's why you find that sometimes young people or people who haven't gone through that process of building or knowing who they are and who they want to become make so much money and they lose it almost immediately. You find a lot of successful people out there just getting broke overnight, and you begin to wonder, but he had so much money, what happened? And it's simply because, like Coach also said, there was that personal development and character building lacking. So we are very fortunate to have that in the beginning of our journey and to be able to prepare us to actually become that millionaire that we want to be, and sustain that wealth when we eventually get it. So the next question is the most difficult thing by far about becoming a millionaire in network marketing is believing that you can actually be one. So once again, I know a lot of us, when we join this, for me personally, when I joined, it was like, okay, let me try. I'm not sure I can do this, never done it before. And if I'm able to make up to $2,000 a month, I think I'll be fine. I never really felt that I will be able to get to that level of actually earning that $50,000 every single month, because doesn't seem normal. That's not what one is used to. So you find that unless you yourself believe you can become a millionaire, just like you heard in the audio, that you will not even be able to come close. because that belief is a very critical ingredient that we need to actually be able to achieve anything in life. So first of all, you have to put yourself in a situation where you actually believe that you can do this, and that this journey you're on, this decision you have taken to actually become, to go through this World Ventures journey is something that you can attain. As you see all the success stories, you believe that even you yourself can be successful. So that believing that you can is a very critical ingredient you need in order to be sustainable in this journey and to actually get to the very end. So start now to ask yourself those questions. What is it that is within me that is inhibiting me, that's preventing me from seeing myself that I deserve to have this, that I can actually be like, be successful, that I can actually get to the point where I call myself a millionaire in dollars? So those are questions I want you to start asking yourself, because you will see why you need to ask those questions as we go along the course as well. And it says to build a really tall building, you need a what? You need to dig a very deep foundation. Very deep foundation indeed. And honestly, this is very, very important. Building a deep foundation for us now is building your character, integrity, resilience. What are those things that you will need to be able to succeed in this business? And that is what we're going to give you throughout this course. If you build your house without a solid foundation, trust me, it's going to collapse. So this business is something that you're about to start building. Ask yourself, have you started right? Are you actually doing those things that will make you solid and strong in the process of going through the journey ahead? Being a millionaire is not easy. There's no business. I mean, some of you are business owners, even doing a job. Those of you who go to work, it's not easy. So what are you doing to ensure that you have a solid foundation that will enable you go through all the adversity, all the challenges, all the success that will come? Because trust me, when you start succeeding, if you don't have that solid foundation, which we're going to give you part or some of it on this course, you will fall like a pack of cards. We have a lot of things that will take you out of the game. Those are part of the things that will be covered in the coming sessions as we go along. So guys, you need to have a solid foundation, and part of it is building a solid character, integrity, resilience, and also just developing yourself, going through all forms of training and personal development that can enable you stand like a solid rock when the wind blows. Now, the formula for success is or wealth is a financial vehicle times effort times skill. Now, that is so important, because for you to get to wealth, you need a vehicle. You need a vehicle. For some people, it will be, the business that they've set up. Others will be, I've never seen anyone become wealthy through working a job. You will pay the bills, but you can't really become wealthy through working a job. So you need to find the right financial vehicle for you. And for us, right into the next question, network marketing is really the biggest financial vehicle in the world right now. I'm saying that, but you may not believe it yet. So we're going to take you through this journey that will enable you to see why I feel, or why we believe, that network marketing is the greatest financial vehicle. I have never seen anything. Like I said, I've come from a business background. I've worked as a banker. I've run my own business. And I'm telling you, the network marketing model is a killer model. It's just an incredible. Okay, I don't want to use a killer model. I want to stop using negative words to explain the positive things I want to say. It's a fantastic, incredible model that can literally turn an ordinary person into an extraordinary person, where you can actually start off with a very little amount and you can end up receiving incredible residual income year on year on year on year. It's just mind-blowing. So that is literally the biggest financial vehicle. And guess what? When you find the right network marketing company, that is what just seals the deal. And I personally am already at the place where I know for a fact that I am in the best company. Best company because of so many things. What sort of business will you do that you are literally able to see the world for little or nothing? As you grow in this business, you realize that most of your trips are paid. You're going to be paying nothing for it, and you're just buying your ticket. And you're able to see every nook and corner of the world Create memories with your family, friends, parents, whatever, whoever you want to travel with. On top of that, you are now earning in a stable currency in dollars. So there's just so much. And not to talk of the training and the people is just mind-blowing. This is not just about peddling stuff and trying to sell this and that, so there's just a big difference for me in our own company that just stands apart from the rest. And I hope that at the end of this course, your belief in network marketing, your belief in World Ventures will be at another level like it did for me. Now, if you skip the foundation building phase, it will not work for you like you want it to. Absolutely true. I mean, that goes without saying. You need to have a solid foundation for you to be able to succeed. Like I said, you can get away with it for a bit, but it will definitely catch up with you. There's no two ways about it. So pay attention to building a solid foundation for yourself, and we have the tools for you throughout this course as well. So the number one reason why people quit network marketing is because of what? False expectations. This is very, very important. You see, we have a lot of people, when they are trying to also share the concept, they feel they have to say all sorts of things in order to get people to say a yes. Our truth is good enough. What I want you to know is that our truth in World Ventures is so amazing that you don't need to embellish it in any way. So once you do that, you give people false expectations, and so when they come in, they will quit as fast as they joined. So you don't want to have that instability in your business. You only literally are fooling yourself and in the vicious circle. You don't need to do that. Secondly, people on their own sometimes feel that they want to do a get-rich scheme. We are not a get-rich-quick scheme. We're a get-rich possible scheme. So you have the right vehicle, you have all the tools and skills you need, you have all the support in the system. All you need to do is then put in the effort. So that's what he said, success. Financial vehicle, skill, and effort. That third one, the effort, nobody can do it for you. In life, nobody can do it. It's just like if you're starving and you're so hungry, your mom can cook the food. Your house help can go to the market and buy everything. Your mom can cook the food, but nobody can eat it for you. You have to eat the food yourself to be able to satisfy that hunger. Can anybody eat for you? No. So that's what we're talking about. If we have given you the best financial vehicle, we've given you all the skills and all the tools you need and the system, the effort, you have to do the effort. So you need to brace yourself to know that no matter what, you can't be talking my upline, my sideline, my this, my that. All those people don't exist. Tell yourself that this is about you and your goal. So all those people in your mind should not exist. Your effort is what is going to take you all the way to the top. So if you want to be a millionaire and you're not ready to put in effort, then know that you haven't even started. You have decided, that's already a decision you've taken, that you don't deserve to become a millionaire. So you need to know that effort is so important and you have to put in that effort. So false expectations, we are not a get-rich-quick scheme. You need to be ready to put in the effort. Like Eric Get-Paid, one of our leaders, says, what is undefeated in World Ventures is work. So you have to start. And remember, when you're building this foundation, when you're starting to build, you have to dig, and all that. You have to fortify your foundation so much. So that period, you need a lot of effort, you need a lot of energy, you need a lot of concentration. As soon as you have fortified your foundation, you find out that the upper part of the building goes pretty fast. Before you know it, you're already at lintel and you're already roofing, before you now start doing the inner finishings. So the one that takes the most time is digging that foundation and making it solid. So the same thing in life when you are building yourself, and that is what you need to be prepared to do. Now, success really boils down to a few simple disciplines practiced consistently every single day. This is, absolutely amazing. Just think about when you started to walk as a child. Trying to walk, you fall down, trying to walk, you fall down. You never stopped, you just kept trying to walk until eventually you started walking, it became normal. So once you keep practicing the same thing every single day, you find out that it becomes easier and normal to do. I want to tell you, if you lie down today and tie your two legs up and refuse to use them for 6 months, guess what's going to happen? You're going to have to go back to rehab and learn how to walk again. So the fact that you already learned to walk as a child and you were able to start walking normally, doing it every time and all, doesn't mean that if you stop walking, Because you've already learned how to walk, you will now be able to walk again. If you tie your legs up and you refuse to walk for 6 months, trust me, you're going to go back to rehab. The legs will not be able to carry you anymore. They become weak and fritter off. I know this because I'm also involved in the medical field. My husband is a doctor. I do medical evacuations from Nigeria to Cape Town. So I know this for sure, what happens. So once you are stop doing those things you've been doing that got you success, what's going to happen? You begin to lose that success. And you know, it's so beautiful when you liken, if you look at around you and think about the laws of nature, how it works. That's just how it works in nature. Even look at an aeroplane. When it flies, it keeps flying. When it gets to the cruising altitude, it's now no longer, you know, when it's starting, it's putting in a lot of effort to go all the way up. That's also that initial part where you put in so much effort to go all the way up. When it now gets to the cruising altitude, it's now just cruising. But what happens? The engine is still running. The engine is still running at a cruising altitude. The moment he puts off that engine, nosedive. So let us learn from all these things to show that this is how our journey to become a millionaire or our journey to build our business really is. So whatever it is, those disciplines that you have practiced constantly every day, consistently, that is what will lead you to becoming a millionaire. So what are those things that if you do daily will move you closer to succeeding? That's what the question I want you to ask yourself. I hope you are writing this down, because remember what Mark Morris said, the weakest ink is stronger than the strongest memory. So don't think that the things that we're saying will just, you know, you will remember them. Put them down, very important notes that you will refer to. And I mean, each time I go back to my notes, I'm always like, wow, you know, what is all of this that I've, you know, gotten? So think about what are those things that if you do every single day will move you closer to succeeding in life, to succeeding in your family life, to succeeding in this business. I mean, something as simple as showing 5 to 10 people every day. Showing 5 to 10 people every day. If you can commit to doing that every single day, trust me, you will definitely succeed in this business. Just something as simple as that. Or reading a book every day. Reading a developmental book, spiritual or mental or mentally, that will keep you spiritually and mentally connected. If you commit to doing that every single day, it will lead you closer to your goal. There are many other things. So I want you to set yourself and write down those things you know that you will be doing every single day. If I do this every single day consistently, it takes me one step closer to my goal. It takes me one step closer to my goal, and commit to doing those things. The problem is a lot of us struggle to commit, and we allow ourselves to have one a reason or the other why we cannot do stuff. So this is supposed to let you know that if you want to become successful in life, you have to do what it takes for it. A lot of us wish it, we want it, but we are not ready to do what it takes. But this is a call to let you know that if you are serious about being a millionaire, about being successful, about fulfilling your goal and your dreams or whatever it is, you need to make that commitment to yourself to do those simple steps repeatedly, consistently, every single day. Now, the formula for failure, he says, a series of wrong judgments repeated what? Every day. So you see, it is just the opposite of success. So, series of wrong judgments. One I can just pick out for you is procrastination. Every single day you procrastinate what you want to do tomorrow. You know, tomorrow never comes. We already know that, because the next day is today again. The next day is today. So where is your tomorrow? Your tomorrow is today. So if you keep making those wrong judgments repeatedly all the time, of course, failure is sure. Another thing is making excuses. That particular one is key. Because so long as you keep making excuses for what you need to do, for your non-action, you can never, never, never succeed. So I want you today on this course, that is one thing I want you to take. If you, my session, take away with you that no excuse will ever become valid in your life. Not just for world ventures, for anything that you want to do in life. For your spiritual life, for your material life, for your family, for your well-being. Anything that you have always made an excuse, let that not make sense in your head. And I'm telling you, the moment you're able to do that for yourself, you will always, always find a way. A way will open up for you to do that thing which looked like it was impossible. As soon as you make those excuses make sense to you, failure is sure, because you will keep making one excuse after one excuse after one excuse. So those of you who have worked with, you know that I don't really buy any excuse, because every excuse can be flipped over to see the other side of the coin. Now, when you go through the value of death in network marketing, the key is to do what? Keep taking action, keep working, keep doing the same disciplines repeatedly every single day. We already know that that is the secret to success. So even when you are in the deep valley, when we call the valley of death in network marketing, you talk about people who are working so hard, they've been doing well, moving, and all of a sudden they get to a plateau. In fact, I would give an example of one of our directors whom you'll be hearing from later. When she started, she was doing so well. She literally got to senior rep in 3 weeks. What's going on? This thing is moving around. Okay, let me continue. Yeah, so she literally got to senior rep in 3 weeks, and she was just one sale away from director in at the end of January 2019. And all of a sudden she lost about to get to director is 90. She lost everybody. I think she had only 6 people left. It was just a root shock. One sale away from director, and she lost all her members. It was a root shock. This is my own younger sister, Director Nkonya, and I was just completely in a daze. And as if that was not enough, for 2 solid months, straight up, February and March, this happened end of January 2019. February and March, she did not enroll one person, one single person. And she kept on doing presentations every single day. It was incredible. Every day she still got up, was presenting. She would present to her people and to people that were invited by other team members. Others will say yes, sign up for the other team members, but all her own people will say what? No, I'll think about it and all. And she just kept going, because we had the leadership who was encouraging us. And of course, she also had the resilience and knew that the only way to come out of this valley of death was to just keep what? Working. So she just kept on showing, until 1st of April, boom, she got her first years, and that started just coming like that. And of course, in July, she hit that director eventually. But how many of us can have that wit to go through that valley of death? So now we're telling you that this is what it is. That's the only cure to that sickness, is to keep going. The only cure to any adversity you face is to keep taking action. The moment you find yourself at a roadblock, just keep taking action. That action is the cure. Like he said, it is what will give you motivation. The fact that you just keep taking action will keep giving you the motivation to move forward, and it's just amazing. Now, motivation feelings come from your belief system. We go back to belief again, and of course, your beliefs come from your programming. Those 2 things are the most powerful things. Like you saw or listened to in that audio, we already come with a programming. We have that already in our system. Now, how do you now begin now to reprogram yourself? I will just talk more on that when I finalize, my summary. How do you now begin to reprogram all those things that are already inhibiting you? Those things that you have you already have, like he said, the 3 ways: your experiences, your external programming, and your internal programming. Those are the 3 main ways you get programmed. What you went through in the past, guys, whatever it is you went through in the past is already done. Don't think about it. Take the lessons from it and move forward. You can completely, your future can be the complete opposite of your past. It's all in your hands. Now you know that you have the power to do it. Nothing is stopping you. So, it's so important to now begin to re-examine, what have I been programmed to believe about me? Who am I? Who you are is different from who you think you are and who you want to become. Those 3 things are different. For the first time, I actually had to start reflecting on all those things. So who are you as a person? Who do you want to become? And who do you think that you are? So I want you to reflect on those three things. And through what we're learning now, see how you can begin to fashion yourself to who you want to become. Not who your parents think you should be, who your friends want you to be, who society is thinking you should be. Who do you want to be? You owe it to yourself to discover that person. You owe it to yourself to unfold all your talents and gifts that are slumbering within you and begin to put it to use for the benefit of not only you, but for humanity at large, because that's the reason why it was put there in the first place. So you put your past behind you. Don't define yourself by that. Your future can be completely different, and reprogram yourself with the new knowledge and new exposure and new information that you are getting. And don't give anyone the power for external programming. All those external programmings, you already gave you examples in the audio. Do not give anyone the power to decide that for you. Take back your power. I did that a long time ago, and I'm telling you, it is so empowering, it's so refreshing. You don't give anyone the power to decide how you should be spoken to, how you should be defined. If you are happy, take back your power today and let that begin to reshape and reprogram the person you become. And of course, the most powerful and the most important one, your internal programming. Start working on yourself. It ties in with the next one that says the quality of your life is based on the questions that you ask yourself. Let me give you a very simple example. When I'm closing a client and the person that says, what if I don't get my 4? If you flip the coin the other way, what's the next question? What if I get my 4? Why can't we ask ourselves the positive questions? What if I don't find anybody to join? The flip is, what if I find so many people to join? So what do you want to focus on? What you focus on expands. So we really have the power to change these things. The Lord has already given us that positivity in us, but we have already been overcome by all the negativity in the environment. So let's take back that positivity, take back that power for ourselves, and begin to work on your own internal programming. The moment you strengthen that, you can face the external programming, and of course, you can overcome the effect of your previous experiences. So the strongest one for me is that internal programming. Start working on yourself. Look at yourself at the mirror. Affirm to yourself what you want in life. Write down who you want to become. And ask anything that, all those things that you've been saying to yourself, you've been doing to yourself, you've been trying to please people here and there that is preventing you from becoming that person you want to become. Write it down on your notebook now, because you need to face it and begin to work to get over them one after the other. Now, of course, like I said, the quality of life is based on the questions that you ask yourself. So that is so important. We've covered that as well. And the key to momentum in network marketing is all about believe. Believe again. It keeps reoccurring. If you don't have belief in yourself, you don't have belief in network marketing. There's going to be a whole model covering that. If you don't have belief in the system, when I joined, I was still skeptical. Even as I was doing well, and I was still very skeptical. I didn't have the absolute belief in this system because, of course, of the perception people had. But the moment I got to that point where I had belief, I could care less what anyone thought. Or, in fact, I feel sorry for you when you speak bad about network marketing. I start feeling compassion because it's coming out of ignorance. So you get to that point where, your motivation is at the highest level. The belief in the product that you are offering. Travel is something that I have always, we have been called the tourist family. We had done 46 countries before World Ventures. So, belief in products was already over the roof. So you need to get yourself to that point where you have absolute belief in your product, in your vehicle, in your company, and of course, in yourself. So when you do these exercises that we're talking about, reprogramming yourself, trying to gain your confidence by doing the same thing over and over again, you become a master in it. All that will help you to build belief in yourself. Part of what helped me also, I speak to myself in the mirror. Anytime I want to start feeling like I'm not enough, I don't deserve it, I speak to myself in the mirror. I call myself what I want. I call myself fearless. I call myself a winner, a champion. I call myself a bulldozer. Nothing will stand in my way. I will pull through no matter what. So that helps you build belief and confidence in yourself. The more you do that, the more you believe that that is what you are. In fact, I was so touched the other day during the closing. Director Ju called me Tigress. It is so funny that I often called myself Tigress, but she never knew that. Nobody knows I call myself Tigress except my mom and my children and my husband. So to hear a third party call me that, I was so happy because it means that I am now a tigress. I have programmed myself to be that. And a tigress is, you can't win a tigress. So this is what you need to do for yourself. And you need to make that effort to actually reprogram yourself. Now, the 3 steps to change, of course, awareness, understanding, and replacing change. So the first thing is to become aware, which is what we're helping you to do now. Become aware of those things that are standing in your way, those things that are preventing you from believing in yourself, those things that are holding you back, those aspects of your character that you need to work on. By the time you finish this course, when we talk about the core values, you will begin to understand what it takes to really become the best version of yourself. This is the whole idea, that when you finish this whole process, you are coming out at the other end of the tunnel a totally different person, or someone on the journey to becoming a totally different person. So first you have to become aware, and then of course you understand it. When you understand it, then you are able to do the what? Opposite. Replace your old habits with the new habits. Old bad habits with the good habits. That's how you overcome anything in life. You have to replace them with the good ones. And that is the 3 steps of process to change. You can have positive and negative motivation. Absolutely true. We know that. You can be motivated positively, or you can be motivated with something negative. Just something simple as, we had our coach tell us about unhealthy competition. Competition is good. You need it to keep yourself motivated and keep moving forward. But my coach always tells me, never compete with somebody else. Compete with your bank balance. And I love that. So what do? I earned so much last month. I want to beat that. I want to make it different. Next month, I want to learn again. This is from Coach Henry. And I love that type of competition. So I'm perpetually competing with myself and my previous achievements. So that motivates me and pushes me to achieve more. Sometimes when you compete with another person, if you're not careful, it becomes an unhealthy competition. So you no longer have joy in their success, and that will pull you down completely. It will completely derail you. So don't get trapped in that kind of negative competition. Some people are able to compete with another person and still have it as a healthy one, but it's a very thin line. Trust me, very, very thin line. So I prefer to go with Coach Henry's approach to compete with myself and my bank balance. So that is how I started my one of one of our commissions we get is the tier wheels. So initially, I will wait. I could never get that tier wheel till the last day of the month before I get my tier 3. I will walk till the last day of the month till I get my tier 3. And then all of a sudden, I realized that I was able to push myself to get my tier 3 in the 3rd week of the month. And I said, okay, I need to beat that record, like he told me. I started pushing myself, competing with that previous bank balance to get that tier 3 by the 2nd week. Then I started getting it in the 1st week. By the 13th of the month, I have my tier 3. Then by the 7th of the month, I have my tier 3. So any month that I don't get my tier 3 by the 7th, I feel so bad. I said, oh, I didn't work hard enough. I didn't push hard enough. So I'm competing with myself and my bank balance, trying to beat what I earned before. And that is how you keep earning higher and higher. It's no surprise when he told me that. I said, no wonder you're in the number 4 highest income earner in Team Expansion Worldwide, which is Sachin's team. The entire team of Expansion Worldwide, our Coach Henry is number 4 highest income earner. So it's no surprise because this is the model which he used and I've adopted it already. So Coach, trust me, I am definitely pushing myself to beat my previous bank balance. So yeah, and then is feelings produce activity and belief produces positive feelings. Once again, belief keeps reoccurring. That tells you straight up that is the bedrock of everything. how you believe in yourself and all that, and how you make that belief become conviction. Because it's one thing to believe and it's one thing to have conviction. When you have belief and you don't have conviction, you can be swayed. Somebody can begin to make you feel that this thing you believe in is not true. I'll give you an example. If someone tells you fire burns, and you believe, yes, fire burns. If you put your hand in fire, it will burn you. I believe that. And then someone comes to tell you, this thing you've been believing in, it's not true. I'm telling you, if fire burns, if you put your hand, fire will never burn you. You say, but Director you told me that if I put my hand in fire, fire will burn. I said, I don't mind her. You can easily be swayed if you are holding on to just a belief. But when you have been burnt by the fire yourself, what happens? You have absolute conviction. If Paul comes to tell you, if you put on her hand in fire, you will not burn. You will say, get the hell behind me, Satan, because you have been burnt by fire. So you need to move your belief to conviction. That way, nothing can sway you. Even your spiritual conviction, move your belief to conviction. Otherwise, you will be like a pack of cards. Anything, adversity, stress, problems, anything can sway you. So whatever you are doing, move it from belief to conviction. That is how you can actually attain success. So by the time you come out of this course, you want to move your belief into real conviction that yes, network marketing is the vehicle. And I know that for sure. And two, yes, if I put in effort, I have the skill, and I follow the system, yes, it's going to work. Or yes, this is this things building my character, integrity, and all the things you're going to learn. I don't want to preempt that. Is going to lead you to a point where you have conviction and you cannot be swayed, no matter the adversity, no matter what your upline does, no matter what your sideline does, no matter what people in the society do. They will laugh at you. They will make fun of you. Mark Morris says, be prepared for temporary loss of self-esteem. Temporary. And then you see who has the last laugh. So I use that as fuel. And like I say, I tell the people I'm coaching, watch me. That is it. Just watch me and see what happens. And then also going back to programming yourself in a state of urgency. I'm now wrapping up. These are just the 3 things I want to wrap up with: the belief, turning it to conviction, then the programming yourself. Program yourself to a state of urgency. When I joined World Ventures, my very good friend shared this concept with me. So when his wife came down to Cape Town to really put me through everything, because I was the most skeptical person. In fact, I even told her, I want to see your back office, because I'm a business person, I'm a finance person. You can't do me good. The more you look, the less you see. Can I see your back office? So she was showing me everything. So after everything, she now said to me, and I said, wow, this is incredible. I'm going to do IMD in 1 year. She said, oh, Ziggy, this is a 3 to 5 year plan. I want to let you know that IMD is the 3 to 5 year plan. And you know what I said? I said, that's good to know. But for me, it will not be a 3 to 5 year plan. So I quickly programmed myself that no, it will not be a 3 to 5 year plan. It can't be a 3 to 5 year plan. That is the normal. But you can program yourself to what you want. And that's the power of programming. Now, yes, I didn't make IMD in a year, but I still have the possibility to make IMD in 2 years. So when you program yourself for what you want, then you walk towards it. So I program myself to constantly be in a state of urgency. I'm always working as if I don't do this today, I'm going to lose something huge. I'm always in the state of I need to get my 4. I'm already a marketing director. I have 1,400 and something people in my team, but I'm always working like I need to get my 4. I don't want to pay monthly subscription. I need to get my 4. That way, I'm constantly in a state of urgency. So find that thing that will keep you in that state of urgency. I'm telling you, that is how you're going to move fast. That is how you're going to be successful in anything you do, not just in World Ventures. Anything you do, put yourself in a state of urgency. That keeps you taking action in the now. That makes you overcome procrastination. That makes you overcome excuses, all those dream stealers. That makes you overcome everything. So I just want to leave that with you. Program yourself to be in a state of urgency and always push to, get things done and, be the best version of yourself. Then speak to your life what you want. That is so powerful. I've already shared that in the process of acting. Everything you are doing, talk about making IMD when you want, speak to your life, talk about your goals and targets. First of all, set them. What are your goals and targets? How many of you have actually made targets? Some people join, they don't even know when they plan to get there for. When will you want to get your 4? Write it down now. Write it down on your book. When am I going to get my 4? When am I going to hit 3-star rep? When am I going to hit senior rep? When am I going to hit? Give yourself a target and work towards it. It's a challenge between you and yourself alone. So give your, speak also life into yourself. And I want to share this story as well about my family. When I got married to my husband, he was a young doctor who had just started working with the government. For those of you in Nigeria, he was earning 6,000 naira. I don't know what that, if someone, 6,000 naira is what? Divide that by 6,000 naira, divided by 26, and then you will know what it is in rand, to show you how small that was. I was a copper. I just finished school. I decided I was doing my NYSC, and I was earning 1,250 naira. So divide that by 26 to see what it gives you in rand. That was our income. Now, we had such little income. We were living in a small apartment that was given to us by the government where he worked for, the clinic, hospital he was working for. But from day one, we spoke life and positivity into our life. We started having our children. We said these children are going to go to the best schools in the US or in the world. We didn't have any money. We had never, even me, I'd never even traveled out of the country. My dad had money, but we're Igbos. He believed in building properties in the village and all sorts of things. He never took us abroad for any holiday. But I told myself, I will travel abroad. I will travel around the world. Because of that, I attracted a man who was also wanting to travel around the world. So we connected there. Then we started talking together. Our children will go to the best schools in the world. I said to him, even the school that is better than Harvard, the one they've not done yet, my children will go there. And I had no money in my pocket. But guess what? 3 of our kids are schooling in top Ivy League schools in the US today. How we did it, I don't even know. So speak life into yourself. Speak life and positivity into your family. Speak life and positivity into your success. Every single day, my husband will tell me, you are IMD. Even me, I'm an IMD, we'll be laughing. We make jokes about it, but we speak it into our lives. Well, I'm going to be a triple IMD. I want to be on the stage. I want to be a United trainer. I want to be this. I want to be that. Speak life into yourself. Speak positivity into yourself. Speak what you want into yourself, into your children. And I'm telling you, the ways will open up for you if you brace it with the efforts, putting in the effort. If you brace it with learning the skills, if you brace it with developing yourself, if you brace it with surrounding yourself with the right people, I'm telling you, success is sure. So guys, this is how I'm going to end today's session. I hope you have gained something and I've given you the foundation that we need to start off. You are yet to see what we have in store for you, the incredible, facilitators who are going to come afterwards. And honestly, I'm so excited. I can't wait to go through again this session and gain and hear from all of you as well, learning from your own interactions. Iris raised up her hand. I don't know if you have something to say, or anyone that may want to say 1 or 2 things before we close. I don't want to take us too long. It's already 9:30, 1 hour. If there's anyone who has something to say, Coach Henry, would you want to say anything to wrap up? You can just raise your hand and we can call it a day. Anyone? Yes. Okay. I see someone has raised up a hand. I'm unmuting you, Florence.
Yes. Thank you for this session. I don't know that you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay. Thank you so much for this session. The part that interested me more is the building the totality of my being, that outside the business, I've been able to see the need for me to build my character. You talked about integrity, and the totality of my being that at the end of the day, I'll be a better person than who I am currently. I just love that. That is the word for me. Thank you so much, Ziggy. I love you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I really I'm happy that you took that away. That is one of the major things we want to happen at the end of this course. Thank you so much for sharing that. Any other person have something to share? We want this to be interactive, so feel free. We want you to open up. You're going to be forced to do so in the course of the course. This is just the beginning, so get ready and make yourself vulnerable. Like I said, that's the only way you can actually reprogram yourself and actually benefit from what we are trying to do. In the absence of that, Coach Henry, would you like to say anything to close?
Well, I just want to say thank you so much. You know what? I was busy making notes here, so I'm also a student. So I was also busy making some notes here. I've got my big notebook here, making notes as well, guys. So let me just mute this. So thank you so much, Ziggy. You really covered quite a lot and shared a whole lot of interesting stories as well. And I hope this has put up a good foundation for you guys to do. So you will notice this is more focusing on you as a person. We want to focus more on you because we know other things about world ventures, about the business. You will be able to learn when you have a good and a strong foundation about yourself as well. So want to really build up you yourself as an individual, have the right foundation, have the right values, have the right, so to set up a strong foundation for yourself. That's going to take you to the next level. So as Ziggy has said as well, there will be other guys coming up tomorrow. So they will send you up also some audios and some information that you need to go through. So it's very, very important for you to go through the audio and through the exercise so that when we come here, it's easier for you to put everything together as it's being shared as well. And also we'll encourage you guys to participate. So you participate in so many ways. One, you can share things on this forum, but the most important thing as well is for you to go and do and implement everything that's being said, that you're being requested to do. You just need to implement. There's no point in having the education in your mind or the information in your head and you're doing nothing about it. You're as good as somebody who is not in this particular school. So you being here, you actually just have to go and do the things. You see a completely difference in your life when you just implement some of these things as you're being said. So I just want to thank you guys. So let's meet up. So we put in a time as well to allow any other interactions, but there will be some sections where you guys will have to maybe do a quick presentation, give a talk, and do yourself as well. So be one of the first guys when you ask for volunteers. Be one of the first people to volunteer to do anything that's being asked, because you can only grow by doing the action. So it's like you're developing muscle. You must understand you're now developing your mental muscle. If I go to the gym and sit or read about a book, it doesn't develop my muscle, but I have to do the exercises for me to develop the muscle. I can read so many books about muscle development. I'll never develop the muscle until I start doing what the books are telling me what to do. So it's the same thing here. You will never develop the mental muscle you need to have until you engage yourself in the things that you're learning. So just knowing means nothing, but when you engage and you start doing the things, that's when you develop the mental muscle that we really want you to have after this whole exercise is done. So thank you so much, guys. I don't know if Ziggy want to say something, but thank you so much, guys, for being on the call and also being on time. We truly, truly appreciate it. We want to start on time and also give you the time range that at least would run so that you also prepare your day as well. So thank you so much, guys. Have a great day. Have a great evening. God bless you guys. I don't know, Ziggy, do you want to say something?
No, thank you so much. Thank you for
Okay.
that. And like you said, implement. So let's go and start implementing what I've shared today and get ourselves ready for the next session. Thank you.
Okay, brilliant, guys. God bless you. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
So much,
Thank you,
coaching.
Coach Henry. Thank you, Ziggy.
Thank you,
Thank you,
MD
everyone.
Ziggy.